Well, I campaigned for Hillary, and I also have campaigned before that for Obama. And I don't vote, though, only based on party lines. Like, I vote for whoever, I think is the best candidate. And, in this case, sadly, the person who I thought was unqualified is now sitting in the office of the president. And that's okay. We had a Democratic election, and so it's fair that he's sitting there. But some of the policies that he has enacted already, and more importantly, some of the things that he is revoking, are quite dangerous and I think antithetical to what America and its ideology is all about. Sure. I mean, his Muslim ban is abhorrent. It's horrible. And the one thing that I think the American, the sort of the American system and the image of America abroad, which is very mixed because America is also guilty of doing, a lot of not great stuff around the world historically, but I think the one thing that America had going for it is this idea that anybody, regardless of who your family was or where you were from or what your station in life, if you were willing to work really hard, you could make a life for yourself. That everybody was equal in America and you could come regardless of your background, and you too had an equal chance at pursuing a better life for yourself and your dreams. And with one stroke of a pen, he has sadly diminished that wonderful reputation of our culture and the country. He has set us back decades, and he has also, in my opinion, given license to a lot of racist rhetoric that was in the shadows before. People feel emboldened and able to behave in very humiliating and threatening ways to other people because they're different. It has given rise for a very aggressive type of xenophobia and racism to bubble up out into the open. It seems like, the velvet glove is certainly off. And that's sad because that means that he is inciting the worst part of worst elements of our culture rather than magnifying or highlighting the best things, the inclusiveness, that we're a democracy and that we're fair. I think a lot of what he wants to do, along with the Republican Congress, is a threat to civil rights. And specifically to women's rights, but more than women's rights, just to anyone who is an immigrant, anyone who believes in the environment. I'm worried about how far he's going to send back our environmental policy in the U.S. I mean, this is a man who doesn't believe in global warming. In fact, the minute he got into office, the webpage, the federal webpage on global warming got taken down. And I think marriage equality is also at risk. And so it's a very scary time. And if you look at what's going on across the world, there is this rise of very nihilistic right-wing conservatism. And so it feels on the one hand like we're going into the dark ages again. And yet on the other hand, I think among normal American society, a lot of people will be galvanized and become very politicized, as I have, and will join the resistance. And I think that in that way, we'll have a cultural renaissance in the way that we did during the civil rights movement and during the second wave feminist movement in the 70s.